Hi, this is Pat Shand, writer of Robyn Hood, and you have jumped inside the pull bag.
Welcome to The Pull Bag. Join us as we dig out our latest comics and discuss them with a rotating panel of the GCRN crew. So sit back and enjoy this week's Pull Bag.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot.
Hello and welcome to The Pull Bag. This is episode 143. We got 2 episodes left, folks, and at some point in here you're going to get a very, very late free comic book day episode. I am, of course, TFG1Mike. Joining me is Steve Megatron Phillips. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing well.
Yes, you seem to be angry at the internet.
What else is new? It's the internet. No, not.
That's funny. So we are here continuing Robyn Hood month. We're here to talk about Volume 3, Attitude Adjustment. Consists of 5 chapters. Keep It Safe, Death Stream, Crazy, The Cops, and Reprieve. As always, Pat Shand on writing, Roberta Ingranata on art. Also, Manuel Pritano, I'm probably butchering his name, is also on art as well. Salmons on colors, and so is Vivian Taibush. Letters are done by Jim Campbell. Editor was Pat Shand for this. And for Zenescope Entertainment, Grimm Universe created by Joe Bruscia and Ralph Tedesco. So, Volume 3, Attitude Adjustment. This includes issues 13 to 16, plus the holiday special from 2015. In issue 13, as always, we start off with the previously on, and then we get a cast page, which includes Robin, Marion, Sam, Peter, the Rotter, Officer Gingrich, Brendan A. Allen, the first and the second, father and son for the Cabal. I think I missed this last time around, and I'm sorry, folks, but the sorcerer that's always at the magic shop, her name is Sydney, so she's here. Avella, Liesl Van Helsing, Hades, the Peacemaker, Athena, and Morgana. So that's the cast for this one. And the first 2 are kind of like a 13 and 14 are pretty much part 1 and part 2 of the Robin Van Helsing team up. When you read through this, what were, like, when this started with the whole keep it safe thing, what was your opening opinion of, like, by the time we get the reveal of the picture on the cell phone of the thing on by Eternally WO?
I didn't know what was really going on, but I figured something was up because the guy had red eyes and fangs, and seeing the fact that they painted the blood on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I love about this is the full cell phone image of the picture that it got posted to the website that he's on here. On Comixology Guided View, it zooms into the comments. Holy shit, this is messed up. This can't be real. Reported. Why hasn't this account been disabled? Sick. Beautiful. I just saw this and on the news. This is real. Stop sharing this. So we get to Robin and Marion's apartment, and they are having a party, apparently. Marion and Sam leave, and we meet up with Van Helsing is there with her love Hades, and apparently Hades has gone good now. So as everyone's leaving, Van Helsing says, "Don't be a stranger, love," and we get a text message to Robin from Red Riding Hood, and she looks up on what's trending in the Eternally Without You trend, and she sees the picture, and we go to the bar where she usually gets all her information, and the bartender Phil is not exactly happy to see her because she always harasses his customers.
He's like, get out.
Yep, get out. And then we have the Banshee character. It's actually pretty funny because all she does is scream. That's funny. Robin bumps into a guy who is singing Corey Hart's Sunglasses at Night.
I can wear my sunglasses at night.
And it turns out that this is the husband that she was stalking, or I shouldn't say stalking, but following when she was working for his wife, trying to figure out what he was into. This was the vampire hookers case, so this is that husband. And I just love the way that these panels are done because, again, Comixology Guided View. Robin's internal monologue after he says, "Hey, watch where you're going, Comic-Con." The husband who cheats with vampire hookers. I just love that, the way that that's spread out. And we go back to Van Helsing, and she's in the shower. "Robin, love, when I said don't be a stranger, oh, I see, bloody hell, vampire hookers, you say, cripes." I just love that. So Robin and Lisa have, or Liesel, have a confrontation with the vampire hooker den. Now, this is kind of where things ramp up. So what were you thinking here in the fight scene?
Something about to get screwed.
Mm-hmm. I love how nobody ever really has a plan in this comic. I know Robin has always winged it, but
They're like, what do you think we should do? No, what do you think we should do? No, I like this idea. Well, that kind of sucks, so I'm going to do, I like my idea better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so funny that, and then that's what makes this comic fresh, folks, is that it's it basically flies by the seat of its pants. I love it when Robin teams up with Red. I love it here when she teams up with Van Helsing. I think it's really fun. we go back to Marion and Sam, and Sam, we also have Sydney and the Rotter here. Marion wants to do a spell to get her magic untethered, unbinded from Avella, and they succeed in doing this. We go back to the fight with Liesel and I'm probably butchering that name, but we go back to the fight with Van Helsing and Robyn, and we see the head chick here bare her fangs and tells everybody to attack her, and we have a nice little fight scene.
And then she pops her wings out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, before she pops her wings out, I mean, holy water arrow. I mean, seriously, if Burt Ward's not in your head when that's holy water arrow. I don't think Oliver ever thought of that one.
Yet,
yes. Yep, so the chick pops her wings out. And, yeah, she's not really a vampire. She's a succubus or succubus.
Succubus.
Yes. Yep. And we go back to the bar where Phil is, and we see the guy, I guess, from earlier, and he is giving Phil instructions, or, you know, he says, next time Robyn checks her phone, she'll see my latest work. It's a magnum opus in process. It's a magnum opus in process, Will. Because that's the thing about this arc is everybody gets Phil the bartender's name wrong. They call him Will, Quill, Sill, whatever. And we get another phone image of the various things that this guy has done. We get more of the battle with Van Helsing and the succubus. And they kind of calm down, and they have a discussion. At the end of the discussion, she says, I can tell you what you need to know to find your quarry if you promise to never darken my door again. And she turns to Van Helsing and says, unless that you're looking for work, you have beautiful hair. Oh, bloody hell.
I like where Robyn does the thing with the fake fangs with her fingers.
Yeah. That was...
She's a succubus pimp.
Yeah, that's... Robyn has always been so... She's been such a comical character at times. So they see the newspaper about this chick, and they... Robyn actually contacts Officer Gingrich, who we will actually get her own story later. Basically, you know, she wants information from Officer Gingrich, and to find the girl. We go back to so then we go to the vampire cult thing, and she kills her, just like that. They stake Sparkle Star, and you're just gonna let them go. This destiny is bigger than you, and that chick dies. You're about to witness history. She's on her way to the hospital, and Helsing is with her. So they are working with whoever these people are, because guess what? We've got the death stream. So this isn't a live stream. This is a death stream. And again, why I love Comixology Guided View so much. 3 panels between Robin, Officer Gingrich, and Van Helsing. So, Officer Gingrich, you trust me, right? Absolutely not. Oh, cripes. So they explain what was going on. Protection that we, with the silver bullets and wooden stakes, etc., can offer. And we get back to the girl who is missing, I guess, and we go to that, which is interesting.
Yeah.
We find out that Robin and Van Helsing are not alone, and this is where they end up getting captured and knocked out. And Robin and Van Helsing in Keep It Safe.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
Issue 13, I liked it. I like seeing Van Helsing with Robin. Again, like I said earlier, I think what's fun about this is the fact that you can bring in so many different people to team with Robin that work well with her. And Van Helsing is just another one of those. Eventually, I want to start reading the Van Helsing stuff. I know it's already been out a while, but because that's supposed to be a really good book as well. Issue 13, what were you thinking overall?
It was an interesting setup for a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't really know what's going on.
No. And we get into issue 14, where you've got Van Helsing and Robin tied back to back in chairs, kind of a la Indy and his dad in Last Crusade. It's the first thing I thought of.
Reminds me of some of those movies where they had some of those horror movies that were out, I don't know, mid 2000s, that they had like death stream type stuff like this.
Yep. Or I think of Justice League Unlimited grudge match, where they all have to fight each other, kind of thing, from the DCAU cartoon. What is so interesting to me about this is, as this opens, we see one angle of the way Van Helsing and Robin are tied back to back. When it pulls out for the full reveal of the Deathstream title, and we see them tied back to back in a chair, they're in shadow, they're in silhouette, with everybody else being in full character. If you didn't know which way they were originally, I almost would think that they were the same chick. Because I know their height difference and all that and everything else, but just the way that the shadows play off of each other, the way they're tied together, just...
They're conjoined.
Yeah. Oh, no. There will be no sequel to Step Brothers called Step Sisters. Or whatever that movie was with the conjoined... What was that movie?
Twins?
No,
You're
no,
talking
no.
about the one with Matt Damon and...
Yeah, Stuck on You. Stuck on You. That's
Yeah,
what it
Stuck on
was.
You,
That's what it was.
Yeah, Twins is that as the Arnold and Danny DeVito movie.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. So we go back to the magic people, and we get Marion and Sam doing all this morphological being type stuff, and calling their elements forth, and all of that, and Rodder thinks that this is a bad thing, and Sydney says, "Don't interrupt. Just leave it alone. This is what they wanted." And Marion ends up freeing herself, and she is ready to fight again. Yay! This Robin versus Van Helsing thing also reminds me of The Condemned with Stone Cold Steve Austin. About the 10 prisoners fighting on an island kind of thing. Obviously, this isn't a closed quarters kind of combat here, but that's also what it kind of reminds me of because of the cameras and all that. So they go rolling the camera. Robyn Hood, Van Helsing, Deathstream, hashtag, yay! And Rodder and Marion see this and they get ready to go help their friends. We get so we get Robyn versus the succubus character, and she's like, I'm going to stab you right in the heart, just like you stab us with stakes. And Robyn pulls out what I think is her most badass move ever. She basically stakes the chick right in the wrist with her. She bites right through. And I'm like, what the hell? She just staked that thing with her fucking mouth. And that panel where it says she just staked that thing, it's bleeped obviously, but it's basically fucking mouth. What I love here is Roberta's art, the colors, everything that all the artists put into this. That is an amazing image. Between the blood, the onomatopoeia, the scream from the chick, and the fact that Robyn is still tied up. Absolutely love that. So Robyn ends up getting untied, and more fighting. When a blue streak comes in, no, not that blue streak. That blue streak would have ended up turning into silver streak at a couple of points in his robotic career, but we get Marion and the Rotter. And I love Marion's look on her face when she's in shadow and she's got Robyn's bow with her. And Robyn's like, Avella? No. Next panel, Marion's like, I'll explain later. Yeah, you will. So this ends up in an all-out fight. I think my favorite part of this issue is the full panel of all the good guys with Robyn in the lead, Van Helsing next to her, Marion, Rotter on the right, and Sam in the background on the left with Hades on the far right. I love that. What are you liking about this so far?
This entire fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the graphics editor on point.
Absolutely.
Colors and everything kind of pops.
Yeah, everything pops. Even that big panel. I mean, between Sam's magic powers and Marion's magic powers with the green and the blue, and then Robyn in her traditional garb, Van Helsing in her traditional garb with the fishnets, all that stuff, it just really, really works. And as we go through more of this fight, the art gets better and better, and some of the effects in here are just so great. We run into Phil. Phil, is that you? Fucking Phil. Phil, who is Phil? So they catch up to Phil, and Robyn's like, please, you set me up, tried to kill me. You know what? Screw this. I did, and I'd do it again. You're ruining my business. You kill my clients, you don't tip, and I, in case you missed it, am evil. And Robyn is going to kill him, but doesn't really get the chance because instead of an arrow to the knee, he gets an arrow to the head.
Wah, wah.
I love the panel of Robyn's look with Phil's head like tipped. Oh, I love it that it's disgusting on the Phil part. I just love Robyn's expression where she's like, really? And Van Helsing's like, sorry, mate. So we get an ending to this. This is over, and we don't really get an ending. My name is Eternal. And he's like, oh, please kill me, just kill me, and, at least let me have this, and Robin's not having that.
And he would have got away with it, too, if it weren't for those meddling kids, etc., etc.
I was not expecting Pat Shand to put a Scooby-Doo line in this comic at all. I mean, something from Buffy, something from Angel, because those are all things I know that Pat has an affinity for, but I was not expecting him to throw in a Scooby-Doo line. Next thing you know, he's going to be throwing in ta-da-da-da-da, puppy power.
Don't ever say that word again.
Scrappy rules.
That's an old debate that will never die.
It will never die. No. So, Van Helsing kills the guy. They walk off. They go get drinks with Rodder and Marion and Sam and the whole gang, essentially. We kind of get back to the Cabal here, but we also get Officer Gingrich going through the crime scene, and we do go to the Cabal. And the Cabal apparently have bigger concerns than Robin and her goddamn friends, because the shift failed and everything, the shift failed miserably and all of that, and we get a goodbye between Robin and Van Helsing. We get Marion telling Robin that she is now herself again, and we find out that Brendan the First is worried about his son because his son is missing, and it turns out Brendan the Second is on the beach with Pete. Alrighty then. So
he's like, nope, not having it. I'm out.
Nope.
Peace.
See you later.
I'm done with this popsicle stand. It's messed up.
Yep. So we end with some red-haired, silver banshee-looking character, because the call has already been made for backup. Overall, issue 14 here, I absolutely dug it. I thought it was great. I thought it was nice seeing both parts, actually, 13 and 14, because technically they are part 1 and part 2 to each other. As I already said, I enjoy Liesel with Robin, and just how everybody kind of comes together in the end with defeating the villain. What were you thinking for 14 overall?
I thought it was pretty interesting. I liked the little quirks and the jokes and the finishing the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the face staking and
the face staking, yeah.
And then wondering who this Banshee is at the end.
Yeah. I mean, she was in the bar. I assume it's a female. I could be wrong. Well, oh no, the Banshee at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the
No, not the actual Banshee.
The actual, yeah. Yeah, just wondering who the Banshee is at the end there. So they left us on a good cliffhanger. Issue 15 is called Crazy. And this one is all about a case with a rock band entitled Novella Kiss. Or some sort of band. And apparently the female lead singer of this band is possessed.
Possessed.
Somebody call Dracula Dead and Loving It, please.
Wah, wah.
May ye rest in peace, Frank Drebin. So we see that this chick is possessed, and I really like Marion, but I love when both her and Robyn do the holy whoa. I think I'm gonna start using that. This is all your fault, Patch Hand. Holy whoa. Yeah. So, Marion is taking pictures of the guy who is part of the band because she's a huge fan of the band, and Robyn's like, stop taking pictures of our clients. The guy runs through his story of how strange the lead singer is acting, and we see some awesome red and black images as the story progresses here, where I don't know what Roberta, and I'm not sure what instructions Pat gave Roberta about this panel here with the bird coming out of the chick's mouth, but I get a severe Aussie vibe from this, except, obviously the head's not bitten off and it's not a bat.
Welcome to the jungle.
Wrong band.
Wah wah.
Yeah. So Marion goes through the suspect list, and suspect number 1, the Skinwalkers. And the IE translation, oh, come on, they're paying customers. Don't pull a Phil, Banshee, let me work. I told you, Fleshbag, we ain't got shit to do with what you're talking about. So the Skinwalkers get a mouthful from Robyn, and we get the point where they realize that, oh, it's not the Skinwalkers. And we go back to a little pop-up video type bubble with Marion. Suspect number 2? Oh, we don't have a suspect number 2. And we get a flashback to the therapy session with the doctor. The guy comes in, got anything on Katie, and we then go through. I'm really surprised that we get to the part where they are backstage and they're ready to meet Katie, and I'm very surprised that Robyn has a actual eye on her magic eye now.
Lens.
Huh?
It's a contact lens.
I know it is, but okay, so they show this of Robyn's contact lens. They show it going into her eye, but the panel where where Robyn says, "Oh my God," and Marion's like, "It's her. Remember, she's not her." They show her with actual, iris and pupil and all, like an actual regular eye. It's not just a lens, but yeah, maybe it's a lens to make it look like a real eyeball. So there is that. So we get pictures with Katie, and Robyn's not too thrilled with that, but Marion's overjoyed. We have a quick scene with them where they're like, we're going to split up and we're going to be able to take care of 2 different things, and we have them going in different directions, and Robyn runs into a security guard, and that's not exactly going to work out, but Marion has better luck, and she actually runs into Katie Graves. And somebody called Robyn a crazy bitch, and that was the Skinwalkers.
Yeah, that's like a no-no. You don't do that.
You don't call Robyn Hood a crazy bitch.
She go postal.
Mm-hmm. And now all I can think of is the Buckcherry song, Crazy Bitch.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Bitch, but you're so good I'm on top of it when I dream I'm doing you all night, scratches all down my back to keep me right on. Hey, you're crazy bitch, but you're so good I'm on top of it when I dream I'm doing you all night, scratches all down my back to keep me right on.
That's what he did. He did it on purpose to bring up those memories.
So, Marion does have better luck than Robyn, and she gets into Katie Graves' dressing room, and holy whoa, and we see this giant multi-eye. At least this demon doesn't have eyes on his arms and all over his body like the last monster did. But this guy is basically, putting a tentacle in her ear.
Where's the Michael Wilson jokes when you need them?
Mm-hmm. There ain't no porn like tentacle porn. Talk about a bow chickle. Wow. Oh, God. Who was it? There was somebody that we interviewed that told a story of... Anyway, I forget who that was. I forget who that was.
Do we want to know?
Yeah, I kind of do. I think it was... I think it was a Starscream, but I could be wrong. I forget which interview that was.
Must not have had me on it.
No, it was with me and Michael Wilson. Because, we always ask that question of, was there ever a role that you did not take, or would there ever be a role that you would not audition for?
It had to have been the Tom Kenny one.
I don't think SpongeBob has anything to do with tentacle porn, and I can't believe how many times I've said tentacle porn in this podcast. God. I am so evil. I almost want to make a tag of tentacle porn for this post. Just to see if it would drive our traffic up.
It would be hilarious if it did.
I think I'm going to do that. Anyway, back to the issue. So the manager guy is the one that stole the eggs, or the one that wants to, he's the monster dude, and Marion takes Katie's guitar and destroys it, or tries to destroy it over his head, and the Peacemaker gets his tentacle tongue in Marion's ear, and she gets infected. So this is 2 times. Marion had the plague last time, and now she's got Mr. Peacemaker inside of her. And Robyn sees the Holy Light show and sees Katie and Marion, and Marion attacks Robyn, and Robyn's trying her best not to fight Marion, but she has no compunction of fighting Katie. So that's a nice little fight here. Marion ends up getting one over on Robyn, and she flashes back to the guy with the plate of the eggs, and Robyn's like, I'm a big dumb idiot. I just love how fun this series is. She runs after the guy.
And she's like, I really hope you're the big bad.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And she smashes the guitar over his head, dropping the eggs, and yep, he turns into being half human, half lizard, so Doc Connors? So he does turn out to be the big bad, and we get more of this fight, and we get Robyn basically just squishing him, and Katie is free, and is that my guitar? You broke Katie Graves' guitar? You tried to kill me. You broke Katie Graves' guitar. So Katie's back. Go ahead.
So they got to see a concert for free.
Yep. Katie's back to normal. Robyn and I love the panel of Robyn and Marion smiling, and Marion is smiling. Robyn's kind of half smiling, but Robyn still has blood on her face from killing the monster. So yeah, they get to see a concert for free, and they walk off, and Robyn admits to her psychologist or psychiatrist or therapist or whatever he is that, she says, me even coming to you makes me feel like I'm crazy. So the medication thing, maybe we could talk more about it tomorrow, okay? If you still want to meet, I'm here when you need me, Robyn. Yeah, I think I get that now. And the issue ends with Officer Gingrich seemingly having murdered 2 police officers. And she needs Robyn's help. Issue 15, I thought this was really fun. You look at this entire series to this point, the first 15 issues. They've done so many fun things. They've done so many serious things. Issue 11 was all about New York Comic-Con, for crap's sake, because they had a mystery at Comic-Con. The fact that they're doing a case at a concert. I do remember in my notes I kind of wrote down saying this kind of feels like we're going back to a case-by-case basis. But honestly, after going through it again and talking it through, I really don't dislike it. I mean, I like the overall character arc, obviously, of the Cabal and all of that, but you also need to realize that, Nottingham Investigations with Robyn and Marion, they're they're private investigation service, so they're going to have other cases besides the Cabal. What were you thinking at the end of 15?
No, I thought it was pretty interesting. I totally get the same kind of vibe from it as you do in that sort.
Yep. And it's not a bad thing, because, okay, we at the Geekcast Radio Network often complain.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be an outtake. Shoot for the wallet, really?
I was thinking about finding that graphic.
You need to update. Just, all you got to do is change the number logo. That's really all you got to change. From 4 to 5. Anyway, so we at the GCRN complain often about cartoons and sometimes TV shows on how you either have a TV show that's a one-off show, that's a case-by-case show. Like, take Law & Order. Law & Order, Special Victims Unit, Law & Order, the regular Law & Order Criminal. You may have arcs in a season for each of those shows, but generally each of those episodes in however many seasons, 20 plus, 15 plus, whatever, they're going to have single one-off things. We often complain about one-off cartoons and cartoons not having continuity because I think in this day and age, we are so used to now cartoons having a full continuity. I blame Bruce Timm and his Timmverse crew from the DC Animated Universe because it's all their damn fault. But it's one of those things where in comics, it matters, but it doesn't, it's not, like I said at the beginning of this little rant here, it's not a bad thing that they're doing one-off stuff here. So, and, we get to meet new and interesting characters, like in issue 16. Issue 16 is called The Cops. And we pick up where we kind of left off with issue 15. Now, I remember reading to this point when I was reading this single issue. I do not remember reading past this point and the final issue that we'll talk about a little bit later, the holiday special. I remember reading issues 17, 18, and 18 from the final arc of the series, but it's been so long, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this Spotlight Month here in the Pull Bag, is that, you know, to go back and rediscover this story. So at this point, because Pat Shannon had asked me, you know, let me know what you think of it on the reread and all this and all that and everything else. And he had asked me if I had read it, you know, singly as it came out, and I said, yeah, I did up to a certain point, and then I just kind of drifted away. So that's why we're kind of you know, doing this now. So for me, when we get to the next trade, when we get to Volume 4, that's going to be all new and fresh. I won't know anything about the end of that entire arc because I have not already read it. So issue 16 starts off with this mysterious character named Ruby Wiley, who apparently is a Banshee character. And I love her sunglasses. Those are, it's that panel with where she says, because she answers the guy's question of, you here for business or pleasure? She says a bit of both. Love those sunglasses. Those are awesome. And the airport security guy says, hey, you're some kind of movie star, aren't you? Me? No. I'm no one important. Well, enjoy your trip. And so we get her on the flight. We pick up where we left off with Officer Gingrich, where the cops are basically chasing her. And she tells Robin where she is because she woke Robin up in the middle of the night here, and Robin passes a note to Marion, call Rotter, and you know, she says, I can stop your buddies and get you to me, and Officer Gingrich is like, you sure this will work? Trust me. And Officer Gingrich is like, never. And we go back to, we get a nice little flashback here of Officer Gingrich's past, which is great. Again, this is why I said earlier about getting background on various characters. Because to this point, we've had background on Marion, we've had background on Avella, we've had background on the Cabal. So now we finally get Officer Gingrich's background and the fact that, you know, she comes to defend her brother from a bully. She hits him over the head with a stick. I hit him with a rock. That's all I can think of. And apparently Julia is her first name, and she's going to get in more trouble than the other guy bullying her brother Christopher. So we get to, so what are you thinking of the backstory for Julia to this point, the first part of it that we've seen?
That she shouldn't be so harsh on Robin.
Yeah, you think?
Practice what you preach, yo.
You almost sounded just like Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. Wow.
Wouldn't know, don't watch it.
It's, you know, anyway. So we get Officer Gingrich and the Rotter back to their house, back to Robin and Marion's place, and were you followed? No. Are you sure? The boys in blue might think I'm nuts, but they don't suspect me of hanging out with the Walking Dead. No offense. Oh, don't worry, load's taken. I love Nicky. Nicky's awesome. He's great. We get more of Julia's story as to why this has happened, and it turns out this is her sister. We get more of her backstory. The fact that her sister Martina went missing, and she is pissed, and she basically tells the police officer off. We get a back and forth here of Julia telling us what's going on in the story here, mixed in with Robin at the bar with Banshee, and I love this. Listen, I know I said I wouldn't come in here for a month, but it's an emergency. Have any of you heard anything about these disappearances? They go after these characters, and it turns out to be the Cabal. What did you think of this?
Well, just, I mean, I expected it to be the Cabal, but...
Mm-hmm. So it was
interesting.
Yeah, so we get this new character, Morgan. And what I love is that as they're escaping, we've got company. Where the hell is Marion? Thump. Right here, I'm on the roof. Drive. I almost wish they would have put I know they couldn't have done this because they had to get out of there fast, but this panel of her on the roof reminds me of Marty, skateboarding behind, holding onto the cars. Oh, God. So funny. So, Robyn and Marion's house gets shot up because Julie is there, and the cops, come in looking for her, and she defends herself and shoots them, and they're dead, and she's not. And they have got her, and we get her kind of first. This is more of the flashback. This is like her first night on the job with the NYPD. Again, I just love this whole backstory for her. I think Pat did an amazing job. I think Roberta did an amazing job on the art, and as I said, the artists that do the coloring, it's just so good. The panels here where Julia is, where you see the steam coming out, like that's not a tear in the panel right after where her partner says, "I remember my first week," and she goes, "Yeah, how are they treating you?" The panel right after that, the thing that's on her face, it's steam coming out of the coffee mug. It's not a tear. I thought it was a tear at first, but it's the steam. Well, because it's right on her face. The way the cup is angled, the way the shot is positioned, the way it's framed, looks like somebody drew something on her face, and that's not what it is. It's steam coming out of the coffee mug. We get the cops, so we get the cops ambushed by Robyn and Marion, and we get a shootout. We get a nice little battle here. The Rotter jumps out the window with the cats. I love him. Hang on, critters. Even though we've already had the Rotter's origin story and that had somewhat of a happy ending, I could so see an entire little miniseries, maybe 4 issues, solely based on him and his adventures. Even though he is ugly as sin, I just love his personality. I think he's one of the...
This universe's Deadpool.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure Pat will take that with all the compliments that is intended for it.
And I'm just going based off appearances and sarcasm.
Yeah. But still, I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. So Robyn and Marion have more of a fight with the cops, and Marion pulls her magic and gets rid of the cops, and Marion's like, "Our home, it's okay, we're all alive, you had to." And Julia is there, "I need to know something, Detective Bauer. Ain't that the way this whole thing started, you needing to know something, always trying to rock the damn boat." So apparently her sister was already dead. Julia's sister was already dead when he came to her house all those years ago. And this guy knew it, and she kills him. So yeah. And I love the panel here at close to the end where it's like Robin's like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what's next. What I do know is that this is a lot to ask. And we go to Van Helsing's house. And we get,
a clean house.
Everybody being roommates. And at the end of it, we get Peter, I forget who the guy in the middle is, and Sydney. I think it's Brendan Allen. Oh, no! That's right. It's Brendan Allen. It's the son. That's what it... Okay. I got confused at first, because I recognized Peter. But, so... Liesl and Robin open the door from the knock. What the hell? So, long story. Love that. Issue 16 is awesome. It's a nice little cliffhanger between trade volumes. What were you thinking overall for issue 16?
Nice little wrap up, and then kind of how they brought everybody together finally under one general flag against the Cabal.
Yep. Absolutely. Now, I asked, before we recorded this episode, I jumped on Facebook and asked Pat Shand about the trade order. The holiday special takes place during issue number 17, but he said it should be read before, so it does take place at the end of this trade, as we said. Overall, in general, what do you think of comic book publishers doing the holiday special type stuff? Because we've had IDW do it with Transformers and My Little Pony, and I'm sure other comic companies have done it as well. But what do you think of the overall concept of a holiday issue?
I don't really particularly need a holiday issue, but sometimes it can be nice to have a break from regular content. So the holiday special here is Robin. It opens up with Robin as a little kid, and she's talking about her past. And Van Helsing comes out and says, again, we still stick to everybody's at Van Helsing's. And we get Marion talking to Rodder. We can't. With everything going on, how could we celebrate? And Rodder's like, hey, listen, whatever you want, all right? I've never been a family guy, so this will just be another day. It's been a long time since I had a holiday. And, they have a nice little moment here, which is great. And we go to 1 year previous to the current events, and Marion and Robin doing holiday stuff, Christmas stuff, and Robin's in a little Santa hat. She's like, Marion, oh, that better not go on your Pixtagram, I swear. Fine. No wonderfully festive pictures for my first Christmas Eve in New York City. That's fair in a world where everything is topsy-turvy and words have no meaning. And this is where Robin makes her stance, where Christmas is cursed. And Marion calls her all kinds of names, like she's a Grinch and she's a Scrooge, and hey, look, she's a snow miser. You had to have laughed at that. I like the snow miser. It's actually heat. Is it? The Miser Brothers. Yep, Snow Miser.
Yeah, Snow Miser and Heat Miser. Yeah. Because we just did a Christmas special on them last year. Christmas is cursed, please. So Robin gets this whole argument out about it, and we get this guy come in as a potential client, and he tells her the story of how his kids he says, what did he say here? He says, "Don't worry about it. I'm not feeling to marry myself right now anyway." And he had good reason to feel that way. His name was Timothy Ott, and until that week he had run a homeless shelter off of 7th, mostly kids, teenagers, some younger. He had been fighting a long battle with Gussman Corp., whose CEO wanted to buy his building and the two next to it for a factory. Ott put up a fight, but these things usually end up going one way. The American way. It's not. That's just. Basically, this Timothy Ott guy here is because he wants them to put a curse on this guy, and Marion's like, we don't do that, and he goes and uses the bathroom, and he looks at the bookshelf, and he sees a book of magical spells. And we get part of the panel where Robyn says, "See, a Christmas curse. I'm not crazy. I just want to have myself a merry little Christmas." And this guy ends up talking. He ends up calling out Krampus, of all things. So this is a Krampus clause kind of thing. And Marion's going to go out shopping. Robyn runs into some of the homeless people that are now on the street, and I love this scene because it's the mother and son here, and the kid's telling Robyn about the sport and whatever else, and the mother comes running up. "What did I tell you about running into the street?" "I'm not on the street. This is the sidewalk." "Smart ass. You got that from me. Okay, don't forget that." I love that. So Robyn sees all these people, and of course she's gonna help them, because it reminds her of her past. So we get more of her past with her mom and her dad. So what were you thinking of this part of Robyn's past with the mood ring and all that?
It was interesting to see a more vulnerable, younger version.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's awesome. And I love the panel at the end of this where after it goes back to present day and her inner monologue is, "Scrooge my ass." We got Krampus fighting her. We get her going into Gussman Corp, demanding to see the CEO, cursing at the receptionist guy here, and she runs into the mail guy, and he gives her a letter with Gussman's home address on it. And this is where we fully meet Krampus. Oh Lord, what did you think of this design?
Of the building? Or the
No,
character?
of the character of Krampus himself.
He looks hungry?
So instead of eyes all over his body, he's got mouths all over his body. At least on his chest. Actually, no, on his chest and his arms, yeah. And, we get Robyn. Yep, Christmas is cursed. We go to Marion Christmas shopping, and she's just having a fun old time. I'm surprised, and I think they did this because, I think Pat did this because they wanted the ending of this to be a surprise for everybody coming together. I think the reason why they did Marion Christmas shopping alone without Sam is because she wanted to surprise everybody. So this is Marion going out and getting various gifts for all of her friends, and I like that. I think that's fun. We get Robyn fighting Krampus, and he's like, "Accept your fate," and she's like, "No, I don't think so." Again, throughout this entire series, throughout Pat's entire run, even from the very beginning, way back when in the first original trade series, I love her internal monologue. I'm tempted to take a picture of this thing and send it to Marion, but first I have to, not die. And we get an explanation of what he is and why he is, even though Robin's still fighting him. The fight's a little one-sided, I would say, and she ends up getting knocked into the Christmas tree, because apparently this is not going her way. And Krampus tells her, "As I lay dormant this year, the underworld was alive with talks of your deeds. You wage war against the forces of darkness, you seek redemption. But blood doesn't wash out. You are, as I am, a monster." So Robin attacks him again and tries to kill him, and it incapacitates him, but not for long, because Krampus rises again. So we go back to the Timothy Ott character, and he is at the house of Gerald Gussman, and he's trying to release this curse, and he releases these ice creatures.
It kind of reminds me of John Constantine.
A little bit, yeah. And, so we get this scene with the ice creatures and the battle. What were you thinking here?
It looks like part of Frozen escaped. And one of the creatures that's down there at the bottom looks like Killer Croc.
Oh yeah, he does. I hit him with a rock. It was a big rock.
It was an ice rock.
It was an ice rock. When I first saw when we first see these things through the window before Robin kicks the door in, where she says, "Gussman isn't alone in there, dumbass. I was going to take care of him." The monster that she's looking at through the window kind of reminds me of the ice giants. So we get this nice little battle scene where Robin's arrow kind of basically bounces off the ice croc, and she basically takes him and rips him limb from limb and all that, and we get Krampus, and she's like, "All right, people, everybody get out of here, now, now, now." And Krampus is like, "The road to Gerald Gussman's success was paved with blood and misery. Some of those around him, however, were innocent children. I ask you, is that just?" I didn't know. I didn't... Guy's fumbling around for his words. We get Robin more with the ice demons, and Krampus is about to eat Timothy Ott, and Robin sees the... I assume? Oh no, it's an oxygen. Oh, it's an oxygen tank from one of the elderly people. I thought it was a napalm tank, but it's an oxygen tank. And she throws it into the fire. And that's a nice big bada boom. And of course, fire melts ice, so all the ice giants are gone. And we see Gussman arrive, and "Do you have any idea how much money I have in my home? You're just here for my money, yada yada yada." This guy's a douche.
Yep.
I mean, he's not even worried about saving his family. This guy's a douche.
He's like, "The money!"
Yep. The money! And Robin's like, "There's no other way out, right? Right? I'm scared." Oh, Christ. So they jump out the window, getting away from the final ice giant. And Krampus is in the shadows, and Robin's like, "You..." And she has the mood ring in her hand that was from her mom. And Krampus, does he just... No, he picks it up.
He looks at it, and then he flicks it back at her.
Oh, that's what he... See, I thought he kept it because of what happens at the end of this.
No,
he
flicks it right back at her. I thought he was going to keep it like, what is this?
Yeah, that's the reason why I thought, because of what happens at the end of the book with Marion and Robin and Christmas, that's why I thought that he does flick it back at her. You're right. I thought he was going to keep it. So Marion gets home, and everybody's there celebrating. Oh, guys, this is Marion, the one I've been talking about. Okay, don't freak out. It's just for tonight. Robin, what happened to your head? Told you, Christmas is cursed. And she catches Marion up, and you took the money. Krampus already killed him. And, it's kind of what I do. So Marion gives her present, and it's a mood ring. And so you like it? It's perfect. And she does have two. Okay. Yeah, 15 minutes is fine. So we get everybody around the table, and it's very, very fun seeing Hades and Peter and Sydney and Van Helsing and Brendan here. And Rodder's like, expecting company? Very much not. And they all get their battle stances out. I just love that. Marion with a baseball bat. A baseball bat with nails in it, of all things.
Walking Dead.
Uh-huh. And Robin went out to get food. I thought, who's the Grinch now? I might even call you Scrooge or a snow miser. And the issue ends with Robin's internal monologue. What I don't tell Marion is that I am terrified. I've let these people into my life, and I've allowed myself to care for them in a way that has me chilled to the bone. We're facing the biggest fight of our lives, and we won't all make it out alive. I've lost enough people to know that much. But this is Christmas Eve, and we may be on the run, and we may not have much, but for now, we have each other. And for tonight, of all nights, we deserve a reprieve. I thought the holiday issue was fun. I thought it was interesting. I believe, I could be wrong, but right around this time, when this issue came out singly, La La Land Records released the soundtrack for Krampus.
That's creepy.
I know! And I was like, oh, no, they didn't. La La Land Records. Gotta love them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So, yeah. What were you thinking overall for the holiday issue?
I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, usually I don't enjoy the holiday ones as much, but it was really well done.
Yeah, absolutely it was. Very, very much so. Absolutely love the holidays issue. I love Marion's over-enjoyment and Robin's just cynicism about it. Christmas is cursed, and I just absolutely love that. Overall, attitude adjustment as a trade, I thought it was very well done. It continues the story very well. Moves it in a direction that I'm not even sure what to expect next. Because, as I said, I have not read the final issues of this series. So, Volume 4 Uprising, when we get to that next time, is going to be very, very interesting for me. Because I will be reading it for the first time ever. As I said, I did read issues 17 and 18, but I did not read issues 19, 20 in the annual. And it's been so long since I've read 17 and 18. I think, I could be wrong, I think 18 is a story with Cindy. Cinderella kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that. But very, very cool. Overall, 0 to 5, what would you give Volume 3 Attitude Adjustment?
I'd probably give it about 4.
I'm going to give it a 4.5. I think Pat's firing on all cylinders. This is more of Roberta Ingranata's run, and she does amazing, amazing art. The colorists on this, Salmet on this, on the colors, is Salmet. I'm sorry if I butchered the names. Does amazing, amazing work. I love how all the colors pop on the Van Helsing part of the trade with the vampire cult and all of that. I just think that's so cool and so great. So yeah, 4 from you, 4.5 from me. As I said, coming up next time is the final volume, the final stories for Robyn Hood, the ongoing series in Volume 4, Uprising. Where can the people find you online, sir?
They can find me on the Twitters.
Where would that be on?
SCP-21.
Oh. You know what's funny? I always ask Ryan, where can people find him online? And he's like, you can find me at Nightbeat. And I'm like, where? He's like, oh, damn it. Right, Twitter.
The other location.
Yes. That third place. So make your great escape into comics, folks. Join us next time for the final chapter of Robyn Hood. Keep your eye out for that free comic book day special thing. And then next month in July, it's Gem in July. That's right. We're going to be talking about Gem from IDW Publishing. Myself, Lady Rec, and Beatles Diva will all be talking about that. We will catch you next time here inside the Pull Bag. Make your great escape into comics.
You've just heard the latest episode of the Pull Bag, the GCRN's comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you are leaving the message for, and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. Send us an email feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at geekcastradio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.